All right, guys, so today I'm going to share with you two of a million of my favorite Neville quotes and just a reminder of how you become a master manifestor, just a reminder of what you really need to be focusing on when manifesting your specific person, just a reminder why the inner work is the most important thing, and just a reminder that everyone is you pushed out and there is no one to change but self. So if this sounds like good news for you, if this sounds like, you're somebody who's struggling with trying to affirm and think from the end and do all these techniques to get someone to show up differently for you on the outside, or to have your 3D reality change in order for you to trust and know that this shit works, then stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. Hey guys, so before we dive in deep, I want to make a couple of announcements. First and foremost, if you want any freebies to help you with your self-concept and love, manifesting more money in your online business and success in your online business, or manifesting more self-concept and love, and you don't know where to start, I got your back. I have amazing freebies below. Also, if you want to learn how to work with me, because I have amazing courses, revamping, rebranding, making shit better than ever, all the info is below as well. So here's some of my favorite quotes from Neville. There's tons of quotes that Neville says that I love, but I try to go through and find some ones that are really short and to the point to really help you guys. So first one is, everything depends upon our attitude towards ourselves. That which we will not affirm as true of ourselves cannot develop in our lives. So this is one of my absolute favorite ones, because this just highlights the importance of self-concept and literally what he talks about dominantly throughout his teachings. And it's so important why we're reprogramming the mind, which is what the inner work is, why you're transforming and changing your self-identity, i.e. self-concept, from an old version of you, an old belief of yourself, an old story of yourself, and you're reprogramming your mind to know yourself to be different, to see yourself different. Because like I've always said, and those of you that have actually manifested specific persons and really gone through the process and aren't just talking about it and never done it, you fucking get this. You know that if your natural assumption and belief about who you are in love, if you see yourself as not good enough, as not winning in love, as not chosen, as not wanted, then guess what? Your specific persons will do the same. You can't hold the story of them dominantly enough and be in the state or the version of you that's in the wish fulfilled if you don't know this for your truth. So it's so important to see yourself differently. That's what the reprogramming is. You're restoring your mind. Neville talks about this. The Bible talks about this. You're restoring your mind. You're choosing a different story of you, and you're convincing yourself of this new story. We're not going to SP and saying, hey, did you change yet? Hey, are you different yet? Hey, do you see me as worthy now? Hey, do you think about me only and want to be with me only now? And you're like checking the 3D. That's not what we're doing. You're convincing yourself that this is who the fuck you are, that you're so unforgettable and you're so unworthy that of course SP knows, thinks this way too. Of course SP knows this about you too. So as you keep reprogramming your self-concept and changing how you see yourself, it's so automatic for you to peel back even shitty layers of the story that maybe you've had with a specific person and your past assumptions of how your romantic interests show up for you. You'll become aware of these stories and you'll be able to change them with ease. It's harder to change the story of a specific person and how they see you and really know that new as your truth if you don't know this of yourself. I've been there, done that, and I have seen thousands when they don't work on self-concept. Yeah, they can manifest a text. Yeah, they can manifest SP coming in. Yeah, they can manifest scenes that they visualize, but it all goes to shit shortly after because they're not able to sustain the dominant version of them or the dominant version of their specific person enough to experience that consistently in their 3D reality because their self-concept doesn't match it. You cannot hold a story of another human being to see you favorably if you do not see yourself favorably in that area of your life. Period, point, fucking blank. And I don't care what anybody else says, that is the honest to God's truth. And if you don't believe me, that's okay too. You have your own right to interpret shit your own way, and you'll go through your journey on your own time. And this is why people will come to me and they're like, oh my God, when I first met you, I didn't want to work on me. I just wanted to focus on SP. And you know what? I fucking get it, because I manifested a text. I manifested them coming back. And guess what? I felt insecure again. They triggered all my insecurities. My true beliefs of my self-concept in relation to my specific person showed up, and I manifested the shitty cycle again, or I manifested them right the fuck back out again. I get it, Kim. Believe me, I get hundreds and thousands of these testimonials, and then they do the work. They focus on self-concept. They're able to change the story of a specific person, and then they start getting what they want, and it feels good, and it stays, and it's not fucking the shitty end-all be-all cycle that they're used to with the old self-concept. Okay, so here's another amazing quote that he has. It says, "You are already that which you want to be, and your refusal to believe this is the only reason why you don't see it." So again, when we're restoring our mind, when we're reprogramming a belief system, you're taking yourself back to your true identity, which is worthy and good enough and deserving of exactly whatever it is that you want. To have a 7-figure bank account, to be appreciated, valued, and loved, to know that you're amazing and incredible and worthy of the life of your fucking dreams, okay? That is all of our natural ways that we were born into the world, okay? The problem was our brains got programmed through experiences we had as children, and then as adults, we manifested in experiences based off those beliefs from an unconscious level, which reinforced it more. Or we experienced a circumstance as an adult and said, I believe that this is how it is, and we adopted that belief, and then obviously we manifested more of that, and then it reinforced it over and over. So now it's like a convicted fact for us. So that's why you have to, you're restoring your mind back to your truth, because all that programming is not your truth. That's your mother's truth. That's a perception that was not correct from a child's experience of how the adults were showing up for them, or what was happening in their reality that they didn't understand. So they adopted a belief about themselves that they weren't good enough, they weren't worthy, they don't matter, they're not lovable, etc., right? All these things. And so we're undoing that, because that's not your natural truth. Your natural truth is actually, no, I am worthy and amazing, right? I am incredible. I am fucking magnetic. I am the fucking game changer, whatever you want your story to be. But the problem is so many people are still trying to be codependent and only hyper focus on specific person and neglect themselves again, which is the old self-concept. The old self-concept says SP's on a pedestal, I'm not. I need SP to come in and validate me so that I know I'm good enough. But that's why they just keep manifesting in the same cycle. So, and you don't feel good in the process. And isn't the whole point like to know how amazing you are? And then you're able to hold the story that, well, if I know this about me, then of course SP sees me this way too. So you're just changing yourself. You're changing your perspective. You're changing your attitude. You're changing your story of you in relation to your desire. And this is why Neville's saying in this quote that everything depends upon our attitude towards ourselves. That which we will not affirm as true of ourselves cannot develop in our life. And this is a piece a lot of people miss, because they don't really understand everyone as you push out. They don't understand how to reprogram your mind, and they don't understand in their own self subconsciously what is at play, what they're creating. So they're not master manifestors. They're not understanding the process to conscious manifesting when they say things like this. Like I've heard other people, like on TikTok and different social medias, they'll say like, okay, this is how you make money. This is how you get success. You have to work hard. You have to take action. Without that, you won't have success. And we've heard like Jennifer Lopez is coming to my head. I'm not a big fan of her, really. If you are, sorry, but that's just, I used to be until I think her ego's a little over. So maybe I don't want to recreate her, so I don't really care. But her ego's a little big for herself. But, you know, she has said things like, you know, I outworked everyone. That's why I'm successful. Like I worked harder than everyone. No, the fuck she didn't. There's lots of people in the world that probably work a hell of a lot harder than her or the same as her. There's lots of people I know when I was growing up and still know now to this day that fucking work 80, 90 hours a week, that work 3 or 4 fucking jobs to make ends meet, and they work their fucking ass off. So it's not just that she just outworked everyone, which is why she's successful. And, you know, Kim Kardashian was saying the same bullshit too, like people just need to work, nobody wants to work. And it's like, well, yeah, people are working. So work doesn't guarantee massive success. We've seen that. I know I have worked hard in the past. I can remember when I was a fucking waitress in my early 20s, I worked my ass off as a waitress and I was not rich, okay? So it's not about the action alone. It's about the state, the mindset, your beliefs of how you see yourself in relation to your living, to your job, to your career, to your profession, to money, to success, all of the above. Okay, so when you're changing your story of you and you start identifying as a different version of yourself, that no, I am rich, I am successful, what starts to happen is you start locking in a different state. You start becoming a different version of you who has different knowledge and manifest in different experiences. These are experiences and circumstances and knowledge and information you would not be able to receive from the old self-concept of I'm broke, you know, nothing goes my way, etc., etc. So then you take action from those states and then they turn out fruitful because who you're being and taking action from the state, the version of you that knows they're successful, knows they're amazing, knows they're incredible, etc., whatever you're manifesting, you act different because you are someone different and you will reap different rewards. So when we come from the old mindset and we take action, I've done this too. I've done this with a specific person. When I had an old self-concept, I could take action all day long. I'll get contact. I could fucking text him whenever I wanted. He would fucking answer in the past when I was a shitty self-concept. Like, that wasn't an issue. It was me not being an insecure version of myself anymore. When in the past, when I would work a lot and not benefit massive success from it and have tons of money from it, I don't work any less now than I did back then. You know, I love what I do. So to me, it doesn't feel like work. I mean, there's moments that might feel tedious or like, oh, I got to do this. But 95% of the time, because I'm doing what my purpose is, I love this shit. You know, do I get burnt out sometimes? Yeah, I'm fucking human, you know, but I take care of me. I recognize what's going on. But the number one thing that Kim Kardashian doesn't tell you, and fucking J-Lo and anybody else saying all this nonsense out here that I've seen all over the place, is that if you have a self-concept and a belief about yourself that says, this is hard, this isn't working, I'm not getting what I want, you know, this, other people get success, other people get their SPs, I'm not loved, I'm not wanted, etc., etc., you could take all the fucking action in the world and you're going to manifest a reality that has to support and show you. So do all the people in your reality have to show you your story of you. So everything does depend on your attitude of yourself, your beliefs of yourself, your perceptions, how you see yourself, because how you see yourself is how you think other people see you too. How you see yourself in every area of your life is being reflected back to you, and it could all look different. You can have the highest self-concept and have a high attitude about yourself in love, and you could have a poor self-concept and a poor attitude about yourself when it comes to, you know, your family. You can have a high self-concept when it comes to money and success and career, and you hold a story of yourself that is favorable and you manifest those desired outcomes very easily and unconsciously in those areas of your life. But you have a very poor self-concept when it comes to your love life, and you have failed relationships over and over again. And every time you get involved with someone romantically that you're digging, you're wanting, you get insecure as fuck, and you just keep creating the same scenarios over and over. So if you can't affirm something true for you, meaning this is who I am and I know this to be my truth and fact that is favorable, then that's why you're getting the unfavorable in the outside world. All right, because I'm on a roll and I fucking love Neville and I love his quotes. Let's just keep going. So here's another one. Do not try to change people. They are only messengers telling you who you are. Revalue yourself and they will confirm the change. See, we don't go change SP. You're not changing SP. You're changing you and how you see you in relation to a specific person. And then at some point, they will confirm that new state of you, that new version of you. But most people still stay stuck. And I get it. I've been there. Like, it's about unconditioning yourself to need validation from the 3D. It's about training yourself to know who the fuck you are in relation to SP. And that's where you dwell. Are you having inner conversations where you're the version of you that you know you're wanted, loved, and chosen, and you hear them tell you this? Are you having inner conversations with your friends and family that you talk to regularly where you would be celebrating and telling them the amazing news of you and SP back, or all the fun things that SP is saying and doing for you? Most of you probably aren't, because the dominant state you're in is the one who's still in the old self concept. That's when the old man's showing up. That's why you have to keep reprogramming your mind and actually do this inner work, so you change the story of you until you know a different story of you. And when you do that, it's fucking gold, and you're able to, oh my gosh, change the story of SP easily. You're able to change any beliefs about specific person that you held negatively with them. Maybe, I know for me, I had years of manifesting a shitty version in, so there was different layers of my story with him. And as I kept reinforcing my self-concept and I kept growing and becoming more confident, radiant, and fucking just knowing that I'm this goddess queen, whether he was showing it in me, you know, reflecting it back to me or not, I decided this is who I am, and I reinforced that belief over and over and just did nothing but convince myself. He did shift constantly. He had to show me different versions of him. And I was able to catch and become aware of any lingering old stories I had of him and change them so fast. Like, literally change these beliefs of him within a day, within a couple hours. I'm like, oh shit, I still hold this story of him. Oh shit, I don't want to hold that story of him. What do I want instead? I would write it down, and that was my new story of him. And I easily accepted it as truth and fact for me because of how I saw myself. So it all matched. It all made sense. I wasn't able to do that and change a lot of the stories of him with a shitty self-concept. I couldn't see him favorably long enough to really trust that and know that version of him when I didn't know that version of me. See, if I felt unworthy and not good enough and rejected and not chosen, and that was my dominant state of being in relation to him, it was very difficult to hold a favorable story of them long enough and trust and know that he sees me in this new way, because I couldn't even see myself that way. So if I don't see myself that way, how the fuck am I going to sit here and think other people can see me that way in that area of my life? All right, here's another one that I love. Change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Do not try to change people. They are only messengers telling you who you are. Revalue yourself, and they will confirm the change. So this is how powerful you are, guys. If you have an area of your life where you think poorly of yourself in relation to that area, and you continuously manifest in unfavorable and undesirable circumstances and experiences in that area of your life, you don't go outside of you and tell that person, you need to be different with me so I feel better. You need to come in and claim me and choose me. You need to give me $1 million so that I know I'm a millionaire and I'm successful. You need to, book out all my sessions with me so I know I'm an amazing, whatever, coach, whatever you're doing that's booking sessions, right? Profession. You need to, come choose me and commit to me so that I know I'm wifey material or girlfriend material or loved or wanted or good enough or the best option you'll ever fucking have in your life, right? No, that's the old way. You're leaning on the world of Caesar to fucking make you believe something, and we're doing it backwards, where what is within is what we experience without. It's not whatever happens out here is what we know to be true in here. It feels like that because when we're asleep and we don't understand the power of our mind, then we're used to looking outside of us and then taking cue from whatever manifested in our 3D and say, oh, because this just happened, that means this is who I am. No, that's giving up your power. That's not you understanding, well, fuck, if I'm experiencing something out here that is not what I like, this 3D world is dead, per Neville. Whatever's going on out here was created from who I've been in here. So inside came first, outside came second. So all I have to do if I don't like what's out here is not focus on it and obsess over it, and then, you know, keep identifying and taking cue from that to allow it to change my story of me. Instead, I go within and I decide this is who I am, this is what I'm going to experience, and I work on that. That's what the inner work is. I'm reprogramming my mind to see and know myself differently in relation to this area of my life. I'm convincing me, not convincing SP. SP is an extension of you. SP is a mirror to you. So if you're changing you, at some point SP has to reflect back to you your new state if you've held it dominantly enough. They'll reflect it back to you before that, but you won't get it solidified and concrete in your, you know, day-to-day world if it's not that way in you. So that's what the inner work is about. It's about shifting, it's about becoming, it's about knowing, and you do that through the reprogramming of your mind. You do that of being aware of what you're thinking, what you're focusing on, what your stories are, assumptions, thoughts. I mean, we can go on and on and on, and you keep moving your mind into the version of you that if this is you know, the life that I was living, if this was me and the wish fulfilled, who would I be and what would I be thinking and focusing and feeling and being and doing? And you'd be a very different version of you than the one who doesn't get what they want. So that's what we're doing here. So, I mean, I can go on and on, but he says, your opinion of yourself is your most important viewpoint. You are infinitely greater than you think you are. It's not what you want that you attract what you believe to be true. So if you believe that you're not loved, wanted, and chosen, if you believe that, you know, life is hard, if you believe all the shitty negative things we've already believed that have created things we don't want, then that's what's going to keep being reflected back to you. So this is how you stop trying to control outside of you and start really controlling more inside of you, and just recognizing that, wow, I am this powerful. All I have to do is change how I see myself in relation to my desire. Okay, so 2 more final quotes and then I'm going to do enough and wrap this up. But one is, believe that you are what you want to be. So who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Understand that, know that, affirm that, think that, become that, live in the end in that version of you, and keep moving internally into that reality where you're being who you want to be, and that's how you become and know, and et cetera, all the shit I've been saying. Okay, the world is yourself pushed out. Ask yourself what you want and then give it to yourself. Do not question how it will come about. Just go your way knowing that the evidence of what you have done must appear, and it will. This takes practice. This takes, you know, reminding yourself about the law. This takes trusting in the unseen, and this takes faith. So this is what the work is. This is what inner work is that you are the creator of your reality. You can have anything and everything you want. You can be with any version of anyone that you want. You just got to get out of your own fucking way. You just have to see yourself differently in relation to that area or that person. You have to tell a new story about the whole situation until you know it to be different for you. And you have to trust and know that even if there's no evidence in the 3D that supports the new reality you desire and the new version of you, even if you're getting the complete fucking opposite, I've had it all, even if, you know, you're not trusting or you're just wondering what is going on, you want to check 3D, you have to keep reminding yourself, there's no need for me to check out there. This is old. All I got to do is keep checking within me and understanding who am I being and reinforcing, I'm trusting in the unseen. There's always fucking movement. You have no idea from moment to moment who's moving in the background of life to deliver your manifestation. You have no idea moment to moment what the fuck that specific person is thinking about you or what's changing in them so that they are getting ready to appear in the reality where you're in the wish fulfilled or whatever, right? You have no idea what's coming your way when it comes to money, how it's going to be delivered, what clients are going to book with you. You just don't fucking know. Your job is to see the end, trust in that end, and reaffirm the version of you who's living in that end, because that's not the same version who's created the reality where they don't get what they want. So I love you all. I hope this helped you, and I will see you soon. Bye.